Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Jennifer Huber, also known as Solo Travel Girl, and it's been a while since I've posted a health update. So if you're new here, let me get you up to speed. Since June of 2022, I've been using Mounjaro to help manage my type 2 diabetes. And in that time, I've lost about 50 pounds. I've lowered my high blood pressure, meaning I don't have high blood pressure anymore. I used to have a medication to manage my blood pressure, my high blood pressure, but I'm no longer on that. I had non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and that has since been reversed. I still take a statin for my high cholesterol. However, my cholesterol numbers are normal. So Mounjaro to me really has been it's been a great tool in helping me reach my health goals, and it's a medication that I believe and my doctor believes that I will be on for the rest of my life, and we'll just put a pin on that. But I just want to remind you that I'm not a healthcare professional, and I'm just sharing my personal experience and opinion about using Mounjaro to manage my type 2 diabetes. Also, I have no relationship with a drug manufacturer or any other company that is promoting GLP-1s for whatever. I just have to use that disclaimer, but I'm a very small content creator, so I don't think anyone would be reaching out to me anymore. Early on, I did have companies reach out to me, but I turned them down. So let's get started. This is a Q1 2026 update. I first want to apologize. I wasn't anticipating on this being the first health update of the year. I have been posting some shorts, like when I pick up my medication, as to how much that is. But life has been life, I guess you can say. And as we age, I've noticed we lose more people around us. A friend of mine that I met in 1990 and I worked in Yellowstone National Park with, and we've been friends all throughout the years. She passed away in February from pancreatic cancer. And when I took my road trip out to Colorado last year, I went through Texas and I came back through Texas, and I got to see her. So I'm nice. I had that experience and those memories. And she's a little bit older than me. She was in her 80s, but she was very healthy, very athletic, a swimmer, practiced yoga. She was very conscientious about what she ate, but unfortunately, pancreatic cancer got her. And then one of my aunts passed away last month. And so I've just been kind of in this very contemplative, reflective state, I guess you can say. But anyway, let me give you a health update. So my A1C, as you all know, it was over 8 when I first started Mounjaro, and it's been going down. And then I had Lyme disease a year and a half ago, and then because of the medication, I believe because of the medication, the steroids, it bumped up my glucose. So when I last had my glucose, it was 6.0, which is not horrible. It's in that's pre-diabetic. But I had my A1C tested earlier this year, and it's 5.7. So I wanted it to be 5.6. It's been 5.6 during this whole Mounjaro journey, so I'm optimistic I can get it there. But my A1C is 5.7. So I am proud of myself with that. I've started exercising again, doing some Pyo or Pilates or yoga, just something so I can keep my body moving. I'm 55 going on 56. My gosh, I'll be 56 in less than a month. And it is so important to keep moving. It's important to build bone strength and muscle strength and all that. I am realizing that now as I age, because I'm aching in places I didn't realize that I would ache when I was younger. But anyway, so that's a big win for me, having my A1C at 5.7. One of you had reached out to me about a symptom called allodynia. I'm gonna put it here because I'm probably not pronouncing it right. It's A-L-L-O-D like David, Y-M-I-A. And I've noticed for a couple years Now, I would have like these ghost pains on my arm. It would feel like something's touching it, or maybe a little bit of burning sensation or itching or something. Just a weird sensation. Well, apparently this is one of the side effects of Mounjaro is basically, I went and Googled, made sure I had the right wording of this, but basically one of the side effects is skin sensitivity. Basically, it can, your nervous system is more sensitive, and it's nothing bad. It's just really annoying right now at this point. And when I let my doctor know, who I met with last week, she kind of dismissed it. I mean, she wasn't like, oh, whatever. I mean, she listened, but she said it's just something I don't need to be concerned about. But to me, it's just kind of annoying because I have to brush something away. And then I'm paranoid if I don't brush something away, is there a spider or is there something on me that shouldn't be on me? But I don't know if I know at least one of you have some kind of skin sensitivity after taking Mounjaro, but I'd be curious to know if anyone else has, if you've noticed any other skin sensitivities using the medication. Let's see what else. I made a list because sometimes I get all scattered. I'm still on the 7.5 milligram dosage. I've been on this dose, I think, for over 2 years or so. If you've been following along, you know when I did get up to 10.0, but then when I went to refill it, 10.0 wasn't available. That was because there was a big demand for Mounjaro. So I went down to 7.5, and because 7.5 is achieving what it should be achieving, I have been at 7.5. So I'm still at the 7.5. However, 3 weeks ago today, Sunday used to be my injection day. I woke up to horrible cramping in my stomach, and then I went to the restroom and everything was fine after that. And then I noticed every day after that that I was just feeling sick and nauseous in the morning. It wasn't until after I emptied my bowels and bladder that I felt better. And when I saw my doctor this week, she seems to think it's that my digestive system is slowing down. Even though I've been on Mounjaro for about 4 years, it'll be 4 years in June, she said it's just kind of catching up with my body and that the digestive system is slowing down. If you're keeping an ear in the GLP-1 community, you know that that could be a really, really bad side effect of Mounjaro. It's a known side effect, but it could be very dangerous to some people. My doctor's not concerned. However, she did advise me to start pacing out my injections. This is for me. I'm not giving out any medical advice, but she suggests that I pace it out every 10 days and see how that goes. She also recommended that I reduce my metformin. I'm on 2 500 milligrams of metformin twice a day. So it's 1,000 milligrams of Mounjaro or of metformin twice a day. So she is recommending that I reduce that. I haven't done that yet. I'm a little bit scared to do that, but I will ease into that. And then what else? Okay, I was trying to rationalize in my head why my stomach was doing this. I wasn't thinking that it was a side effect of Mounjaro. About 3 weeks ago, well, yes, 3 weeks ago, I discovered Costco. And I became a member of Costco, and my gosh, those of you who are members, you know how amazing it is. And I probably went a little overboard on purchasing processed foods, which I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I usually make my own foods. Yeah, I'll have occasional fast food in that. But I was buying like little spring rolls, acai bowls, got these great little Japanese noodles. And I thought maybe my stomach issues had to do to the fact that I was eating more processed foods. My doctor doesn't seem to think so, but we shall see. I have learned from my ways to do my best to stay away from that side of Costco, but Costco has so many other delicious things for people on GLP-1s and food for myself, like the Greek yogurt, and I've selected a granola. They have a lot of granola there, and I had to read all the back then. I chose one of the lowest sugar ones. Granola. I love the fresh fruits, the big fruits. But anyway, there are some good foods for those of us who are on GLP-1s. Maybe that'll be a video, a haul from Costco. But no, well, maybe I still think maybe the food had a little bit to do with my digestive system, but we shall see. We shall see as soon as I clean it up. And then my doctor is recommending that I start using Stelo again, not necessarily every week or so. And if you're not familiar with what Stelo is, basically it's a glucose monitor. They don't call themselves a glucose monitor. What do they call themselves? A glucose biosensor kit. And I have filmed 2 videos, but I never posted them about how to use it. It's been on the market just over a year and a half. You don't need a prescription for this. And it's kind of interesting. My doctor said that glucose monitors are now a fashion statement. There's so many people wearing them. They're not diabetic. They just want to know what their glucose is and how their body reacts to food. And then you could even, my doctor has an Aura ring, and she said she syncs her Stelo to her Aura ring, and then you could read all sorts of stats there. Well, there is an app that you can load up onto your phone, and that's how you can see how your body is reacting to food. And for me, my glucose spikes before I get up in the morning or before I wake up for the day, and I find that very interesting. And also, I do not prick my finger and test my glucose every day. It's a weird reason why I don't do it. It's probably a lame excuse, but I am going to go ahead and order another pair of these. So stay tuned. I gotta be fashionable. I never cared about fashion. I am not a very fashionable person. I'm fashionably challenged. I will admit to that. And then in the insurance front with Mounjaro. So, and I don't know if it's because I have the company I work for, we're self-insured, but obviously we still need to work with insurance companies. And we have a new company handling the medication side. Previously, it was whatever insurance company owns CVS. And that's why I had to make sure my medications came from CVS. But now we're with a different company. I don't necessarily need to order my prescriptions through this other company. However, they sent me a love note, and they said that I needed to give this to my doctor, and that my doctor needed to log into some website for pre-authorization of Mounjaro. And I was afraid of this because I know I've been reading the Facebook groups and how several people have been, that their insurance decided to stop paying, saying that they were no longer diabetic and that they didn't need it. I actually met a drag queen last month, and I won at Drag Queen Bingo. I won a bingo. Anyway, he said that he was on Mounjaro, that his insurance kicked him off, and then he had to start all over. Like, he got up to 10, but now he had to go back to 2.5 and then 5 because of insurance. So that's kind of interesting. So that's what I have going on in the Mounjaro realm, making sure that my insurance is going to keep insuring me on that. I am pacing out my dosages every 10 days now. So typically I would have my injection today because today is Sunday, April 5th. Happy Easter for those who celebrate. Happy Passover. And I actually went to Wat, Tampa. It's a Buddhist temple, Thai Buddhist temple in Tampa. I've been wanting to go there for years. I finally went, and I had a delicious Thai Sunday brunch today. Anyway, I know that's a big sidebar. But so that's what I have going on in my Mounjaro world. So rather than today, I guess I will do it on Wednesday, my injection. And then I will have to count 10 days. So I'm definitely going to have to keep track on a calendar as to what's going on. Other things happening with me health-wise is my hand. I don't know what's going on with it other than it hurts. I don't know if it's old age, arthritis. An orthopedist told me that I had trigger finger in my thumb and my fingers. If you recall, my cat bit me last November. I don't know if it's kind of residual of that, but long story short, I am seeing an acupuncturist now. I've been going once a week for the last 4 weeks. It is helping a little bit, but now the pain is kind of shifting, and what's going on is my fingers, these two fingers lock up in the morning, but after the acupuncture, they're not doing that anymore. But this thumb, this is the one where I went to the orthopedist, and they said I had trigger finger just by doing an x-ray. They didn't do any other tests, which I don't know how from an x-ray, how you can see what your tendons are doing. I thought you had to do like an MRI or a scan. Anyway, I have pain inside here, and I have pain going down the back of my wrist. And when I move my thumb, when I move my fingers, I can feel that pain. The first day that I went to the acupuncturist, I slept so good that night because he put a needle here, puts them in the top of my feet, puts one on either side of my calves, and then he put a few in my hand. Now that after my 4th week, he put more in my hand. But anyway, I am dealing with hand issues. It's just this hand. It's not even my dominant hand. So I think I am going to have to go beg someone to get some kind of scan to figure out what is actually happening. I don't know. I'm just getting... All right, sorry about that. There's a little bit of a thunderstorm going on, and Radcliffe had to share his displeasure with what was going on outside. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. And if you're on Mounjaro still, if you've been on this journey with me, I hope you're still having success. If you're just starting out on Mounjaro, I wish you much success. If I was to give myself some advice, I would tell myself to keep on moving and focus on strength training exercises. I would recommend to clean up what I'm eating. I would make sure I'm drinking plenty of water. I would stay on a dose until my body felt ready to go to the next dose. Honestly, I think I moved up from 5 to 7.5 pretty quickly. I only gave myself 1 month on 5 before I went up to 7.5, and I'm not quite sure if my body was ready for that. And importantly, I didn't compare my journey to someone else's journey, and I would tell myself from 4 years ago to do that as well. Just keep following your own path and doing what's best for you, and stay in touch with your healthcare provider. My doctor was always there for me, and she still is always there for me. All right, my friends, that's all I have to say. So please be kind to others this week, but also please remember to be kind to yourself. Thanks for watching. Bye.